Your recruitment was intense. You had Tennessee, South Carolina, even Jackson State in the mix. So what made Alabama feel like home for you?
Just feel like Alabama is, the place that is really going to develop me, not just athletically or physically, but, as a human being.
After Coach Saban retired and Kalen DeBoer took over, what's the vibe been like in the dressing room? And
Coach Saban is, the greatest coach of all time. So the vibe is always going to be there from him. I mean, it's Alabama.
we saw Coach Ryan Grubb recently. He was praising the running back room at Alabama, and he singled you out as well. So how does it feel to earn that trust?
Compared to, where I want to be, in the next few years, I want to continue to improve on.
And what about Shedeur? Were you surprised that he wasn't drafted initially?
That was kind of crazy to me. Watching it was kind of crazy, but
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by versatile running back Daniel Hill playing up at Alabama. Good to see you, man. How's everything going? And first things first, what was that first day like, walking in to the Tide facility? How's things over there?
everything going good, man. The first day it was surreal. Like it was a feeling that it really can't explain. Like it's something you always dream of as a kid, especially going to a place like Alabama. Like it's one on one. Like it's somewhere like you got to be there to like really know like what it's like to be an Alabama football player.
Your recruitment was intense. You had Tennessee, South Carolina, even Jackson State in the mix. So what made Alabama feel like home for you?
Um, it really just came down to just what was best for me for my future and what was the best route, that get me to where I want to go. And I just feel like Alabama is, the place that is really going to develop me, not just athletically or physically, but, as a human being and as a man, it's going to get me to, new heights and it's going to, take me through my whole life.
You put up over 5,000 rushing yards and 65 touchdowns in high school. Also, you did hurdles. How did that experience, you were playing linebacker and quarterback as well. How did that experience put you where you need to be now and playing in this position?
I've always been a versatile athlete. I've always, played multiple sports. I played baseball, basketball, football, and I've been running track my whole life. So I've always been, a person that can do multiple things. And track really, helped me with all my sports. My dad was real big on, running track, building the speed up, and the hurdles just came. Like it was something that I never really thought I'd do, but I just happened to get good at it. I started running hurdles 7th grade, and ever since then, I just, did hurdles.
Was it always football for you?
Nah, it was baseball. Baseball was my best sport, but when I got to high school, I had to choose between baseball and track, and I chose track. And I've always played football, and that's how that happened. But baseball was my best sport.
And who was the guy for you growing up, in terms of sports or in terms of football that you looked up to?
Um, I can't say I really looked up to anybody, but my favorite players growing up were Michael Thomas and Jamal Charles. Those are the two football players that I, really watched a lot. That's where I got number 3 from in high school, Michael Thomas, and Jamal Charles was my favorite player growing up. Just watch him go from Texas to the Chiefs, and that's really who I would say those are the two players that I wouldn't say look up to, but that I watch the most.
You've had some serious injuries in your time. Is it true you've had 2 broken legs? Like, how do you mentally, you must be strong, and how do you get over that and become better and, deal with those adversity?
Yeah, that ninth and 10th grade, I broke my leg the first time in ninth grade. It was a different experience for me. I never went through an injury like that before, and I got through that one, and then a year after that, I broke my other leg, and I wouldn't say I was in a dark place, but I was questioning a lot of things. But then I started building my relationship with God a lot then, and He really helped me get through that process. And I talk to Him every day and just pray about things. And I got through that, and I'm here now.
After Coach Saban retired and Kalen DeBoer took over, what's the vibe been like in the dressing room? And do people still feel the influence of Coach Saban? I mean, he's such a big name in the game.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Saban is, the greatest coach of all time. So the vibe is always going to be there from him. I mean, it's Alabama. He was there for 17 years. He built the culture up there. And, Coach DeBoer came in and it picked up right where he left off.
What do you think special about each coach? Coach Saban, how influential was he in your opinion?
Well, with my recruitment, he was really big in my recruitment, especially when it comes to Alabama. Just talking to him for the first time. I've been around Alabama my whole life. I've been going up there since about fourth, fifth grade, just going up there with players that my dad used to take up there on their visits. So I've been around Coach Saban a lot, and he's just somebody that I've always wanted to be coached by. Just the way he, goes about things, coaches his players, and the day that I got there, he retired. So it was a big setback for me. But then again, things happen for a reason, and we just, got to be able to move on.
How much of a legend is he? What kind of a legacy do you think he has in the game?
I mean, he has the greatest legacy ever. He's the best coach of all time.
Why do you think that is?
I mean, accolades, the way he coaches, the way he goes about things. I mean, everything speaks for itself.
And what about Coach DeBoer? What do you think about his style and how influential has he been?
I love Coach DeBoer. I love everything that he's about. I love the way he coaches. I just, he came in. That's a tough job to take on after, coming after Nick Saban. So, he got big shoes to fill, but I trust in everything that he's doing, and I'm going to continue to do everything that I need to do to help him, to succeed.
And how would you describe his style?
I mean, it's not a Nick Saban type style. That's him. But everybody has their different ways of coaching. But you know things are going the way that they're supposed to go.
And Coach Saban's been smashing it in some next level business moves. Is that inspiring to you? And do you have a master plan for your career? When you stop playing football?
Yeah. I want to be a physical therapist when I get done playing ball. So Nick Saban's business size of things, that's really inspirational to me. That was one of the number one things about my recruitment, just being able to succeed after football. So coming to Alabama, that gives me a great chance to do that.
And do you think it's cool to see Coach Saban going into sports ownership as well?
Yeah, I mean, he's his own person. I just he's going to continue to do everything he can to improve the game of football and leave his legacy.
We saw Coach Ryan Grubb recently. He was praising the running back room at Alabama, and he singled you out as well. So, how does it feel to earn that trust early on? Have people saying nice things about your game.
I mean, it's nice to know, and it shows that the work that I put in. But I mean, it's nothing compared to where I want to be. In the next few years, I want to continue to improve on things I need to improve on, and continue to do whatever I can do to help the team be successful.
The NIL world is evolving fast, especially after that 2.8 billion house settlement. How do you think it's helping athletes and helping shape them and giving them opportunities?
I mean, NIL I feel like it's important for the game of football. I mean, there should be, some regulations to things that are going on, but NIL has never really been a, huge thing for me. It was never something that I really brought up in my recruitment. I mean, some coaches, threw it out there to me, and that's that, but it's never really been something that I just, that was the number one priority for me.
So we've got players like Nico Ilamaleeva making headlines and his brother Madden transferring to UCLA. So how do you think NIL is affecting player focus and movement? Is it harder to stay locked in, or is that spotlight just part of the modern game now?
I mean, well, the players that really love the game of football, it really wouldn't throw them off. I mean, there's some players that are in it for the money, but most players are, they're in it for the love that they have for football.
Do you love the game? is it easy for you to get up and run and go to the gym and stay disciplined? You know, there must be so many distractions out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of distractions, but playing this game for as long as I have, I've built a, great love and respect for it, and it's something that, like, when I broke my legs, I was scared that it was going to be taken away from me. So that's why I just trusted in God for His plan for me, and the love that I have has continued to grow more and more the longer that I played it.
This year's draft class was stacked with high-level quarterbacks. You know, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders. We had Jackson Dart. Do you think Jalen Milroe made the right move declaring this year, or uh, where does he stand in this current crop of QBs?
Yeah, I feel like he made a great decision. I mean, the film speaks for itself. He's a great player, and he's also a wonderful human being. So I feel like the decision he made was between him and his family, and they made the best decision for him.
Cam Ward's always stuck out to me because I feel like he was written off early in his career, and everybody loves that story when people prove their doubters wrong. How highly do you rate him, and were you surprised he was number one?
I like Cam Ward. I mean, I watched a few Miami games. I watched, him play a few games. I've seen the stats that they put up. So I feel like he's deserving of that number one spot.
And what about Shedeur? Were you surprised that he wasn't drafted initially?
That was kind of crazy to me. Watching it was kind of crazy, but that's here nor there. I mean, I can't say why or why not that he was drafted that low, but that was crazy to watch.
What was the most exciting move for you? Is there anyone you'd pick out that people should keep an eye on?
Shedeur, I mean, that's the biggest thing to stick out to me. I feel like he's a great quarterback, and for him to fall that low, I don't know why, but I mean that's one player that I feel like everybody will be watching this season to see how he faces that adversity.
Who's the most underrated player in college football right now?
Most underrated player, Ty Simpson.
Yeah, why do you think that is?
Everybody will see this season. I feel like he's put in a lot of work, for the years that he's been, at Alabama, and it will show this year for sure.
What's the coolest thing for you about playing college football?
It's just the experience, just going to different, cities and different stadiums and just experience that. Especially my freshman year, I mean, I went a lot of places during my recruitment, but being in the stadium, seeing all the fans at each stadium was very surreal for me.
What's special about the fans over in Bama?
Everything they just love football. Like every Saturday, every home game is packed, screaming loud. Every Saturday, they just love the game of football. They love Alabama.
Can you give us some insight into what your day-to-day looks like? Is there any gym routine that you swear by in terms of diet? Like, how do you make sure you're sharp and at the highest level?
Well, right now, you wake up, work out. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's summertime, so just wake up and work out.
And how excited are you for the new season? What are the goals?
Well, the number one goal is obviously to win the Natty, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to help this team get to that level and get to that point, and just do it anything that I can to help the team.
Do you enjoy the pressure? Do you like to lead by example? Like some people, the more pressure, the better, and some people they like it to be the underdog. How do you find the mentality of going out in that field and eyes on you, pressure on you, media talking about you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm in between. I like being the underdog, but I also like to have pressure on me. It helps me. It motivates me to, to succeed and, do everything that people believe that I can do. So I would say I'm in between for both of those.
What's the top college rivalry in your opinion?
Alabama versus Auburn.
What's
That's
that
most
like?
definitely number one. I mean, it's just the years and history of them playing against each other that makes it, what it is. Two in-state teams going against each other every year. They hate each other, and it's just the week going into the game is just different. I can't really explain it. It's just a different feeling.
There's a lot of buzz around Milroe right now. I think he was linked to the Giants and even got praise from Tom Brady. So where do you think's a good place for him? Vegas, New York? What makes him such a unique weapon?
I mean, the film speaks for itself. I mean, the Seahawks didn't draft him for no reason. I mean, everybody seen what he did through his college career, and I feel like the team that drafts him is a team that know where he needs to be at.
What kind of an impact do you think he's going to make in Seattle?
It's going to make a huge impact, especially me seeing his work ethic, his whole career, and then being with him last year. I feel like he's going to make a huge impact on the Seahawks organization.
So, what's the craziest or most fun off-field moment you've had as a player?
I don't know. It's a lot of different. I don't know. It just depends on like what do you mean? Like, give me an example.
I don't know. What stories have you got in terms of just being at college? Like, what's the most fun you've had outside of football?
I don't know. I've had a lot of fun outside of football.
Okay, fair enough. We'll leave it at that. And what about you had to pick Bill Belichick or Deion Sanders? Who wins at a coaching showdown and why?
Bill Belichick. I mean, he's hand in hand with Nick Saban. I mean, I feel like it's 1A and 1B with them two. So I feel like it was Bill Belichick.
And who's the best player or the most exciting player in the NFL right now, in your opinion?
Most exciting player? Justin Jefferson or Christian McCaffrey when he's not injured.
Why would you pick those guys?
They're explosive. They make big plays for the team. They always scoring. It's just, especially Justin Jefferson, he's explosive. He can score anytime he's on the field.
Which field is on your bucket list that you got to play there one day?
NFL or college?
Both.
Chiefs and Penn State.
Why do you choose those two?
Well, the Chiefs are my favorite team, and Penn State, it's the fans. I've heard a lot of stories about Penn State. I want to play in a whiteout game.
Have you got a master plan for your career? Is it to play for the Chiefs one day?
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad. I mean, I wouldn't complain about that. But if I have the opportunity to go to the NFL, whoever chooses me, that's where I'll be happy at.
Who is the college football GOAT?
College football GOAT. Barry Sanders.
And what about in terms of coaching?
Coaching, Nick Saban.
If you could swap places with any NFL prospect right now, who would it be?
Ashton Genty.
Who's the best dressed player in the NFL?
Stephon Diggs.
Who is the gold standard in terms of what they do on the field and off the field? Who's got the whole package, do you think?
Cam Jordan.
Yeah?
Cam Jordan.
Why do you say Cam?
Just what he does in the community for the New Orleans and his impact that he has on the game. I feel like that's a player that everybody should want to be. They want to help their community, but also make an impact on the field.
Not everyone can do what you do. So what's the best piece of advice that you would give a young dude with big ambitions in this game?
Trust in God in whatever you do. God is the key to everything. He's going to, lead you to whatever dreams and aspirations that you have. So continue trusting God, but also put in the work.
And if you weren't playing football right now, what do you think you'd be doing?
Playing baseball.
Amazing, man. A man of many talents. I'm wishing you all the best for the season. I really appreciate your time. Maximum respect.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're the man. Cheers. Thank you.